Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
Did you check out Khonshu the Kaiju?
Are you talking about when he fought Ammit?
Well, yeah, he's like a super predator. I was waiting for Godzilla to come in.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't, quite frankly. Hello and welcome to the Nerd Card. I'm Phil.
I'm Chuck.
And today we're finishing up the first season.
We don't know. It could be.
We don't know. It sure looked like it.
I mean, it did say season 1, episode 6 on Disney Plus.
Let's go ahead and call it season 1 of Moon Knight.
Yeah.
And frankly, you said this when we were watching it, until the end credit scene. By the way, there's an end credit scene.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched that yet, well, why are you watching this first? But if you haven't watched that yet, there is an end credit scene, and it's kind of important.
Yes, absolutely. And until that scene, it was like, well, why'd they do Moon Knight?
Yeah, why'd they even make the series, right? I mean, I was, honestly, I was disappointed with the episode until that point, and that point made it, oh, okay. But it was not what I was expecting for this season finale.
See, for me, I've been enjoying the story I've been told so far, and I've really enjoyed it. And looking at it as a smaller part of a larger whole, I was like, hell yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I was just hoping for more connectivity to the MCU at large.
Sure.
At least something in this final episode to kind of bring it in. I mean, you mentioned before the multiverse staff. That's kind of what it looks like, right?
It really does, yeah.
But they hinted at in the previous episode that was sending people to the Underworld. Now, which is just another plane of existence, disembodied minds that still can connect to the multiverse, because it sure looks like the same kind of juice.
What's happening?
They're starting to come through and I can't stop them.
There's got to be something we could do. Can't you just cast the spell again? But the original way, before I screwed it up.
We're too late for that. They're here.
Is it coming from that staff?
It's the purple juice, which everybody knows purple is the best juice.
Sure. But it's the same kind of stuff that's in Loki and that was in No Way Home.
Yeah.
And so there's that connection, but that's very subtle.
Well, it's really subtle, and as you say, it doesn't tie in. It doesn't. There's no actual connection to the MCU at large, and I mean, maybe that's something we see in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We don't know yet. But
I was really hoping Marvel would knock our socks off with a cameo of somebody like Doctor Strange or someone at the very end. Because, when you have the shows, when you got WandaVision, okay, they're already in the big screen. They're already Avengers. Yeah. Right? Falcon and the Winter Soldier, same. They're already Avengers. They're not going to have they don't need an epic, big cameo. I mean, you could have put Cap, Steve Rogers' Cap in there if you wanted to, or something like that. But everyone from the films is already in the Falcon Winter Soldier. Everyone from the films is already in WandaVision. Sure. You get to, same with Loki, same thing. But then this is not a character. None of the characters have been on the big screen. And it would have been kind of fun and exciting to bring someone that's been in the MCU movies at large. As I'm not saying in the whole series, just at the end to kind of give that tease. To tie it in, right. Yeah. But even if it's Shang-Chi or someone from the new movies.
Which it very well could have been, especially given the different mythologies.
Mysticism and things like that. Yeah, I mean, Shang-Chi had a giant protector dragon in his movie.
That could have been really, really cool. Yeah. But I mean, what it does do is serve as the origin of Moon Knight, and we've said that from the beginning. It really is just the origin of that character.
That last scene after the credits,
you think he's done?
It's the origin and the done of Moon Knight.
Now release us.
As you wish.
Right.
And it's like, okay.
It's a complete arc. Oh, wait, no, it's not.
Okay, there is more. All right, good.
Right.
Just an odd choice.
It really is. So let's get into some of the nuts and bolts of the episode. I think, as we mentioned in the cold open, the kaiju fight between Khonshu and Ammit was kind of cool.
Yeah, and we're not sure if that was actually happening or if that was just the visualization of the two avatars, and that's, kind of like an imagery thing and not an actual thing.
Sure.
Which goes with the whole theme of this show. Has been very much existential, surreal kind of activities, with all the psych ward ties back and forth being stuck in people's heads and minds and memories.
Yeah.
So that's very fitting.
Well, I got to tell you, they had me for a second. When Khonshu releases Marc Spector and Stephen Grant wakes up in the mental hospital, yeah. I went, oh man, really?
So what, this is what reality looks like?
The imagination is very real.
This whole time, broad daylight.
And then, of course, that turns out to be a ruse. But
right.
I thought a lot of the episode, it was a wild ride in the episode. One of the really cool things that we saw in this one was Layla becoming her own superhero.
Yeah, like Towerette Night.
Sure, yeah, because frankly...
Hippo Night?
Hippo Night. There is no tie to the comics with that. That's an entirely new MCU character. And, she's shown a woman that she had just saved asks, are you an Egyptian superhero? And she says, yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
That's great.
No, it was cool. Her costume was cool. She kicked a lot of butt like she did in other episodes.
Yeah.
That was fun to see. Towerette talking to her through dead people was interesting.
Towerette completely blowing her cover because she's just so excited.
Oh, yeah.
It's so very her.
It's like she's a rookie with an avatar. She's so jacked to be like, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm going to use dead. Oh, wait. No, dead people talking. Your reality is not normal.
That's not good.
Crap. Okay.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Toilets. Are you
there? That was kind of funny.
I thought it was hilarious, frankly. But, the MCU has always added or subtracted as they needed to, but this is a whole new hero, and that's kind of a really cool thing.
Yeah, no, it is, and they have license to do that. I mean, there's so much lore in the comics that as long as they make it the spirit of the comics, then it fits really well. They're not the first series to do that. No. The Walking Dead. In fact, one of the most popular characters in The Walking Dead, arguably Norman Reedus' character, is not from the comic book. He's just a creation for the television show, but everybody loves him.
Sure.
So there's a lot of precedent for that.
He's Norman Reedus. I mean,
sure.
He's awesome.
I want to quote other stuff that's been in, but it's not appropriate.
Right.
But yeah, it's
that's fair.
Get me a drink. I won't say the first part of that, but it's Marvel has a lot of latitude, right? They've kind of earned it. The how well they've done with the MCU. They want to do a little ad lib here and there, add some characters that aren't in the comics. They've already taken license with them. I mean, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right? Sharon Carter's not the power broker in the comic book, but she is in the show.
Sure.
And that's fine. It's the creative license. They can do that. And we'll see what goes forward. I just hope that the events in this series lead to more engagements in the MCU beyond just even a season 2 of the show on Disney Plus. I'd like to see Moon Knight, Layla in other films in the MCU.
Well, in the actions of, Moon Knight and Ammit and Khonshu should have implications within the MCU
and tie
too.
into the multiverse, right?
Yeah, and tie in. It really should, and hopefully we get to see that.
I hope so.
I'd love to see that. Moon Knight is just a really cool character. And I've said previously on the show that Moon Knight is kind of like the MCU, or not the MCU's, but Marvel's version of Batman. And one of the well, he is and he isn't.
I really think Tony Stark and Iron Man is Batman in the MCU. But
sure.
Yeah, people have said that. You're not, a lot of people. You're not the first person to bring that up, and there's a lot of parallels there.
Well, it's got a lot to do with his other personalities, right? Sure. In the comics, Stephen Grant isn't the mild-mannered museum attendant. He's a millionaire and a philanthropist and all of that. So that's where you get the ties to Batman. But one of the things I saw in the...
Imagine if there was another Bruce Wayne inside Batman.
Right. One of the things I saw in this episode that I thought was really cool was actually Moon Knight's use of a grapple, hook gun
that was a
thing.
very Batman move.
It was so Batman, and I went, oh!
And we finally meet Jake in this episode too.
Finally.
And we may have seen him a couple times and they weren't real straightforward about it, but we formally meet Jake in this episode.
Well, they've been teasing it since episode 1, right?
They have been.
And we finally get to see Jake Lockley on screen, and he's speaking Spanish. So, and again, this is a testament to Oscar Isaac and his acting performance.
Yep.
You see another person.
And Khonshu, you dirty, dirty boy.
Oh, he dirty.
Dirty, dirty boy. You did those boys dirty. You said you're going to set them free. Khonshu going to set me free. You didn't do it.
Yeah.
You said you did, but you didn't.
No, not at all.
And Jake was just like, you son of a bitch. I'm in.
I'm in.
Marc Spector truly believed that after he and I parted ways, I wanted his wife to be my avatar. Why would I ever need anybody else when he has no idea how troubled he truly is? Meet my friend, Jake Lockley.
Hoy te toca perder.
Wait.
So, it was, that was, and again, that's in the end credit scene. That's the biggest, most important part of the episode.
It really is. That whole 30-second span is it's the whole reason for the entire series.
Pretty much.
And I mean, I loved it. I thought it was really cool, but really what it brings me back to is the performance of Oscar Isaac in this particular series.
I mean, you could nominate him for an award for this show.
He's so good.
Yeah.
And he voices Stephen Grant and Marc Spector in the same scene, and you can see it change physically on his face. And it's just so great to see. But it's not just that. What they were able to do with that is, as he's Moon Knight, they shift, interchangeably because of everything they've been through together. And I thought that was just a really cool visual as they're doing the final fight. It shifts between Moon Knight and Mr. Knight.
And you want to see that in a large scale movie. That's what I'm getting at.
I want to see it this weekend when we go see Doctor Strange.
Right. So you want to see that in a large scale movie. And I hope that Marvel brings that. I hope that's, and maybe I'm spoiled from the first few phases of Marvel of everything fits so well together when it's so building blocks back and forth everything linked together. And I have the expectations for this phase to do that. And, it's not readily evident in this show.
Sure, but it is a realistic expectation. The MCU has been so meticulous in everything that it's done so far. It's a realistic expectation that everything that they've done to this point is going to come to a head in phase 4, phase 5, phase 6, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But all right, I think that's going to wrap it up. Chuck, you got anything else?
Nope.
That's it. That is going to be our coverage for season 1 of Moon Knight. Well, yeah, we hope we see season 2. We certainly hope we see more of Moon Knight. Let us know what you think. Tell us in the comments. Did you like Moon Knight? Did you not like it? Did you think it was terrible? Did you think it was the best thing ever? Let us know. We want to talk to you. In the meantime, you can check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Spotify, all that good stuff. We are out there. And with that, we will say, what's on your nerd card?